Hello, I'm Natalie Fund. I'm an integrative wellness coach, and today I want to talk to you about 5 ways that you can build your connection with your intuition. It's important to have that strong connection with your intuition because when you can hear your intuitive voice, your voice of love, voice of inner knowing, it's easier to live with clear authenticity. It's easier to know who you are and what you want. It's easier to just simply be more comfortable in your skin as yourself. So without further ado, your number one, number one is slow down your life. We live in a very chaotic and loud society. Even with social media, we are bombarded with imagery. We are bombarded with things to read, information, content, right? It's incessant. Not to mention our daily lives. Like you might have 2 or 3 kids. You might have 3 jobs. You might have a gigantic outer extended family that's living with you. You might have a booming social life, right? And you might even be an introvert with a booming social life. We have so much going on, so much to balance. So number one, slowing down your life. A great way to do this is to get out your calendar and just take note of all the actual things, all the responsibilities, all the tasks, all the things that you do on a daily basis. Write them all down and just start crossing off things that you don't need to do anymore, right? You might have made a commitment 5 or 10 years ago to something and it might not actually apply to your life anymore. And maybe every time you're driving there, you're thinking, I wish I didn't have to do this anymore. It's time to cut it out. It's not serving you anymore, and you know in your heart. If you are having that feeling like, I don't want to do this anymore, listen to it, because you can create space for something else by eliminating that. And there is always a way to communicate that with love, but it starts with making that choice inside yourself. Number 2, breathe. Deep, full belly breaths. Let's do it again. Slow down your breath. There are lots of ways to breathe. You can look up countless videos on that. Maybe soon, I will do a video on breathing. But essentially, breathing makes everything in your body happen. Oxygen makes everything continue to happen. We need breath to live. All right? We need breath to live. We need breath to clean out our body's lymphatic system, which is your body's garbage system. Constantly cleaning yourself, which is incredibly important. There is not enough emphasis on how important the lymphatic system is in the body. It cleans out everything that you don't need anymore. Kind of like we talked about in number 1, right? It's so important. If you like keeping your house clean, you should like keeping your body clean. It even helps to clean out emotions that we don't need anymore, energy we don't need anymore. It cleans out stagnation. So also at the cellular level, oxygen makes it possible for your cells to communicate to each other. Oxygen makes it possible for your cells to regenerate and rejuvenate. So you may have heard we're constantly renewing cells in our body, constantly. All day, every day, your body is making new cells. That happens because of oxygen, among other things, but oxygen. So breath is one of the most important, it is probably the most important thing for you to do. Slow down and breathe. Deep, full belly breaths. When you start to feel yourself having too much chaos, too much angst, stress, or low mood, take a deep breath. Take 5 deep breaths. Take 10 deep breaths. Set a timer and deep breathe for 1 full minute. It's not a race. I catch myself racing through it, and that is not the point. So it helps to set a timer 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, and just be breathing. It helps. It's huge. And it creates time and space for you to say to yourself, your whole self, your body, your whole identity that we know as a human, that I am here right now taking up time and space because I am valuable. That's what slowing down to breathe says. All right, number 3, ask yourself questions. How will I feel when I hang out with blank so-and-so? How will I feel if I wear green today? How will I feel if I wear red today? How will I feel if I eat this orange? How will I feel if I eat this apple? How will I feel if I eat broccoli? You ask yourself these questions all day, every day. Do I have the energy to go do blank? Will I enjoy yoga today? Will I enjoy running today? Would meditation be more valuable to me today? You ask the question, you give space for a response. Now, these more simple questions, for example, like asking yourself what foods will feel good, I will get an immediate response of fatigue when I ask myself, do I want to eat bread? How will I feel when I eat bread? I will feel fatigued. That's an immediate response from my body, and it took a while to develop that. So it's not going to be like you do this 2 days and you get it. It might be 6 months or a year away. Might be 3 months, might be 1 month. But my point is that it's not an overnight thing. So don't just try it and be like, she's full of it. No, it takes some time. You have to create that breath. You have to create that space in your life for this voice, this communication, this sensation to come through you. All right? But it starts with actually asking the questions, having that inner conversation. That's what it is. It's a conversation between your identity that you know in your body, your ego, and your inner self, your innate wisdom, your God-breathed knowledge, your soul. I believe that my soul is connected to God. That I am not God, but I am connected to God at all times through my soul. And so it's like prayer. You ask questions. It is communication with the soul, which is communication with God. And you let that voice speak to you, and you feel ultimate comfort in the choices that you make. All right, number 4 is listen for your answers. Your answers, like those simple ones, right? That will eventually come immediately. At first, it will come with, like, you ask yourself, do I want to eat an orange? Then after you eat the orange, you ask yourself, how do I feel? Right? And then you get your answer that way. But eventually, you will have your answer before you eat the orange. Does that make sense? You ask yourself, how will I feel when I hang out with so-and-so? Then you hang out with so-and-so, and on your car ride home, you're thinking to yourself, oh, I always feel really stressed out after hanging out with her. Or I always feel really good after hanging out with my friend so-and-so. I want to hang out with her more. Pay attention to those cues, and you'll start to feel that more often before you do the thing. And then you can go back to number 1 and slow down your life by eliminating the things that don't actually make you feel good about yourself, that don't make you feel good in your skin, don't make you feel good in your body. All right? This is all a whole process that cycles over and over, and you can use it the rest of your life. It's awesome. The other thing I want to tell you about listening for an answer is that it doesn't always come in the moment. Like the bigger, the bigger ones, like, what is my book gonna be about? Or, really the more creative things, that takes time. Oftentimes, those responses come when you're in the middle of deep focused work. So allow yourself, like, don't just sit there and be like, okay, I need the answer right now. I'm waiting for the answer. No, go about your day. Go do the things that you like immersing yourself in. And when you're in deep focus, you may have this idea. You may have a sentence of your book. You may have a chapter or 3. You may wake up with it. I wake up with a lot of information. That's one of the places I get a lot of responses from my intuition. You may dream about it. And so whatever it is, if it happens when you're in the middle of something, you can always take out your notes app on your phone and just give yourself a voice dictation, or leave yourself a voice message. Just record yourself saying the information that came to you. That way you don't forget it, and you have it for later. Number 5 is practice gratitude. This is a relationship between your personality, your identity as a human, and your soul self. So when you get the answers that you're looking for, say thank you. practice gratitude so that it's a two-way thing. You're feeding that with positivity. You're feeding that with recognition. You're saying, it's easy for the ego to just be like, oh yeah, I'm so smart, I just always know things. But the truth is that you need to give that recognition with humility to your soul self, your intuition, because that's going to make your intuition just more vibrant, more blossoming. It's going to come through you more easily when you acknowledge where that knowledge has coming from. Yeah. Anyway, so those are my 5 tips, simple tips on how to build your relationship with your intuition, how to connect with your intuition. So anytime you can revisit any of these, and like I said, this is an ongoing cycle of just cleaning out your life, allowing yourself to live more like yourself. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please give this video a share. You can even screenshot right now, and share it on your social media for friends and family that might be interested. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe. That really helps my channel grow, and it means that you'll get access to my content as soon as I put it out into the world. All right, you guys, thanks so much. Talk to you later.